When Breath Becomes Air is a memoir written by Paul Kalanithi, a neurosurgeon who was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer at the age of 36. The book details Kalanithi's journey from being a promising young neurosurgeon to becoming a patient himself, and the profound personal and philosophical questions that arise along the way. The book begins with Kalanithi's recollection of the moment he received his cancer diagnosis, which came as a shock after a successful surgery to remove a tumor from his lung. Despite the grim prognosis, Kalanithi remained determined to continue his work as a neurosurgeon and to complete his neurosurgery residency. As he struggled with the physical effects of chemotherapy and radiation, Kalanithi began to reflect on the meaning of life and death, and the way his own mortality was shaping his perspective on his work and relationships. He writes about the tension between his desire to live fully and his acceptance of the fact that his time was limited. One of the central themes of the book is the relationship between doctors and their patients. Kalanithi reflects on his own experiences as both a doctor and a patient, and the way that these roles inform and shape each other. He also writes about the difficult ethical decisions that doctors often have to make, and the weight of responsibility that comes with the job. One of the key lessons of the book is the importance of living fully and embracing the present moment. As Kalanithi confronts his own mortality, he comes to realize that life is fragile and fleeting, and that we should not take our time on earth for granted. He writes, "You can't ever reach perfection, but you can believe in an asymptote toward which you are ceaselessly striving." This reminder to constantly strive for growth and fulfillment is a powerful reminder to make the most of our time on earth. Another important lesson of the book is the value of empathy and compassion in the practice of medicine. As a neurosurgeon, Kalanithi was trained to focus on the technical aspects of his work, but his experience as a patient gave him a deeper understanding of the emotional needs of his patients. He writes, "The doctor's duty is not to stave off death or return patients to their old lives, but to take into our arms a patient and family whose lives have disintegrated and work until they can stand back up and face, and make sense of, their own existence." By recognizing the humanity of his patients, Kalanithi was able to provide more compassionate and effective care. Another lesson of the book is the importance of facing mortality with courage and grace. Kalanithi's illness forced him to confront the fact that his life would not last forever, but rather than succumbing to despair, he chose to face his mortality with dignity and acceptance. He writes, "I began to realize that coming face to face with my own mortality, in a sense, had changed nothing and everything." By embracing his mortality, Kalanithi was able to find meaning and purpose in his final days, and to leave a lasting legacy through his writing and his relationships. The book concludes with Kalanithi's eventual decision to stop treatment and focus on spending time with his wife and young daughter. In the final chapter, he reflects on the legacy he hopes to leave behind and the way that his illness has changed his perspective on life. Overall, When Breath Becomes Air is a moving and thought-provoking exploration of illness, mortality, and the human experience. Kalanithi's writing is eloquent and heartfelt, and his insights provide a unique and valuable perspective on the challenges and rewards of being a doctor and a patient. This book summary was brought to you by Bookshelf in a Nutshell. We hope you enjoyed it and learnt valuable lessons in a nutshell. If you want more book summaries like this one, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more life-transforming summaries in a nutshell, while commuting, working out or doing whatever you like but want to gain some useful knowledge.